Factual TV, balance is when they give both sides of the opinion. They give both sides, or they have a right to apply. In balance, they also have a right to speak. So this is important to the audience as it's unbiased, and it does not support both sides, but it supports both sides, but not one. So it's not biased. So they state the advantages and disadvantages of the subject. In Factual TV, impartiality is unbiased. It is not one-sided, but supports both sides of the subject, as it tells both sides of the story to the audience, so they know both sides of the story, and we can see it from our point of view which side to take. Or they, in impartiality, they will show the advantages and the disadvantages, so the audience knows and they can see it from like their point of view. Objectivity in Factual TV is when, for example, a presenter is giving facts, and just purely facts, similar to like a news report, or a news presenter just giving out facts, only information about what they're told. But subjectivity is when they give a bit more information, like their opinion on what they think of the subject. This is important to the audience, as the audience might want to see, it's a bit more interesting to see, and we get, in a way, more facts as it is from someone else's point of view, and we might want to support this side because we might want to think what they're thinking. In Factual TV, opinion is the presenter's point of view, or whoever's it's someone else's opinion of what they think about the subject. They tell us what they think from their point of view, and this is important from the audience's point of view, as we see what the presenter thinks, and it reflects on what we should think about the subject. So it's almost telling us what to think about the subject, so almost persuading us. Opinion is similar to subjectivity, as that is also giving your opinion as well, but it's different in a way. In Factual TV, bias is when the program talks about one side of the subject and in some way defending it. It's when they are one-sided and discussing or talking about one subject, as if they were in a debate talking about one side, but not in all cases. In Factual TV, bias is mainly used in political and debate programs, as both sides are biased. It is important to the audience, as they may be more interested to hear one side, and they may be in favour for one side. Also, the type of audience interested in Factual TV, which is biased, are most likely to be interested in politics and debates, as they are usually one-sided. But bias is also used in news, as the news discusses different situations around the world. They talk about situations in different views, and they talk about them as if they want the audience to believe one side. For example, if a policeman was in court for arresting an innocent man, they would say this in a serious tone and stick to one side, saying the police was on the wrong side, but the story could be different, and then they could be talking about it in a different tone. Contract reviewer in Factual TV is the trust the audience has with the documentary. This is because the audience trusts the documentary because they believe that they're giving them true, accurate facts and not false facts. They're not lying, although they could be. But that's what contract reviewer is. It's important to the audience, as they they trust the documentary about the information. Access and privacy in Factual TV is a balance of how much access and privacy a documentary can go into, which some things are private, so documentaries can't show these things to the audience. But if it involves the audience, such as the audience is in danger or they are partly in some way involved, then it concerns them, and if the public feel they are endangered or they are threatened by what they see, then they would need to know, as it is public interest. This is also important to the audience as it concerns them and it can affect them depending on the subject. In Factual TV, representation is how someone or subject is represented, or how it is shown. The representation of a person or the subject is important to the audience, as it tells us what to think about them or the subject. For example, in news, again, if someone has committed a crime, they would represent them with still image, zooming in on them with dull colours, representing that they're a bad person. It also can show how bad a situation is, if it is a good or bad situation. Example for representation is big fat gypsy weddings. This represents them as bad people, different from normal people who go to work and earn money. But gypsies, they put them in a different light, bad light. Oh, I've done it. I'm done.
No, you're not.
I'm done.